Okay, students, today, as you did in class, I'm talking about mid segments and medians. This page right here is dealing with mid segments. Mid segment and median are almost the same thing. Mid segment is just with triangle. They call this when you connect the two midpoints, two sides there. They call that the mid segment. So on a trapezoid, for example, they call it a median when you connect the two midpoints together. But you do the same concept. The median or the mid segment in this case for the triangle is half of the base. So that's 8. That puts that at 16. Very simple. Okay. Let's go down here. We'll take a look at 7. I think we did 7 in class. Okay. Remember that mid segment, because the triangle is half of this. So I said the easiest way to do it is just always double the mid segment. It equals the other side. So double 2x minus 9, you get 4x minus 18 equals 2x plus 2. Here, subtract the 2x across, gives you 2x. Add the 18 across, you get 20x equals 10. Then make sure you go back and read the question, make sure if it's asking for x or a particular length. Now, obviously, up here you can see it says solve for x, but down here, after you solve for x, you got to plug it back in for the SU. They'd want you to plug it back into this one and get the actual length of SU. So pay attention to the directions. All over here, same thing, just like with a lake. Again, this is half of this, so I do 6.5 times 2 gives me 13, and don't forget the units miles. Okay. Um, Down here, we went over this. It says QR is 30. When it says QR is 30, when it's the full length, we want to put it right here in the middle. Not not down here, because that's 30. That's 30. We don't want it there. We want it right in the middle. So that means the whole length is 30. RS is 30. So you put it right next to the N. Okay. Oh, what the heck just happened there? Let's go back. Somehow just move that way over there. Okay. Just forward then. And RS is 30. And SQ, this whole length is 18, so put it right in the middle at 18. Okay, and then here's asking for these lengths. MN, obviously that is the mid segment of this base, so half of this is half of this. QS is 18, so that makes this 9. Okay. Down here, don't forget when we have mid segments or medians, if it's a trapezoid, that mid segment is parallel to the base, or base is a trapezoid. You'd have two bases, that one and this one, and they're parallel, and thus we have corresponding angles postulate. That angle is congruent to that angle, and this angle, 2 arcs, is equal to this angle, 2 arcs, because again, parallel lines cut by a transversal, corresponding angles are congruent. So it says angle A is 70, that makes angle BDE 70. Remember, you can't call it angle D. It's got to be 3 letters. Always get used to saying 3 letters. So that is also 70 degrees. Okay, we did that one in class. Okay, as you plot in the coordinate plane, take the midpoints of K and M, or midpoint formula. I'll write it out here for you. We just find the average of the axis. So X sub 1 plus X sub 2. That's just your 2x coordinates is all that means. Okay. Divided by 2. That means we're finding the average between them. Find the average of two numbers. In this case, it's the x coordinates. And then we do the same thing again for the y coordinates. Okay, so comma y sub 1 plus y sub 2 divided by 2. Y sub 1 plus y sub 2 divided by 2. Oops. Same exact thing. And that gives you my midpoint. So that's the midpoint formula. You got to have that memorized. Okay, you'll see that. Okay. So if it's, as this one, N is the midpoint of KM. So 2 plus 5 is 7. Half of 7 is 3.5. So n, I'm just doing it off the top of the head. You could work it out if you needed to. N equals 3.5, and then we, as the x coordinates, and then do the y, k and m. 3 plus 1 is 4, divided by 2 is 2. Oops, 2. 2, not 3. Not typing right. Okay, so there's the n, to find that midpoint, and then you do the same thing again between L and M to find P's midpoint. Okay, and then you answer these questions. Parallel, remember, means same slope. You gotta know that. Parallel, first two words I should be thinking. So if I'm talking about numbers, is same slope. Remember, slope is changing y over changing x. Remember, you get change from doing subtraction. So I'm subtracting change in y divided by change in x. Talk about that in class. That's the easiest way to write it. Okay. Take your y coordinates, subtract them, and your x coordinates, subtract them. Make sure you subtract in the same order, either both left to right or both right to left. It doesn't matter. Your choice. You get the same answer. Okay. When it's simplified. All right. Next page. So here we are practicing. You use your quadrilateral hierarchy sheet, and you have the properties of a parallelogram. Notice this first set is all parallelograms here. So you just go to your parallelogram, where it says parallelogram, right in the middle of your page, and you look at those four properties right below, and you can answer these questions. One of the properties says opposite angles are congruent. So since that's 135, this must be 135 up here. That's simple. Nice and easy. It also says opposite sides are congruent. So that's 23, that's 23. Nice and easy. We also know the angles, the diagonals. Remember, diagonal is one where I connect two vertices that are not already connected. So originally when I just have this quadrilateral, R to P would be a diagonal, and Q to S would be a diagonal. And it says the diagonals bisect each other. So again, let me say it splits in half. So that's equal to that, and that one is equal to that one. Put that through there. It says RT is 19.8. So you put 19.8 there, which then obviously means this down here must be 19.8 since they bisect, they're equal. And now it asks for the whole distance. 19.8 plus 19.8 is 39.6. That would be your answer for RP right there. Okay. Now don't forget, with parallelograms, remember we have opposite sides are parallel. It's a definition. So we have parallel lines cut by this transversal. So same side to your angles are equal, are supplementary. So that whole angle, that's not 90. Let me erase that. It looks like it's 90. It's not. It's just supposed to be an arc there. Okay. So that angle plus that angle is supplementary because they're same side interior angle. So that means this whole thing has to be 120 because we have 60 there. So you have 52, 52, 52. Come on now. Plus x equals 120. Solve it. Subtract the 52 across, and you get 68. So x is 68, or the question mark is 68. There's your answer for that one. Again, we have same side interior angles are supplementary, so that plus that has to add to 180. Solve it. This plus this has to add to 180. Solve it. These two sides must be equal. Opposite sides are congruent, so set them equal to each other. Okay, that's how you're doing this one right here. Next page. Again, these top ones are parallelograms, so more practice of the same with that. We went over this one. Again, we have this goes along with this little angle, and this goes along with this little angle. But we know these two angles, that one big angle, plus this angle, the same side interior angles are supplementary. So 125 plus that whole big angle have to add to 180. 125 plus what? 55 degrees. And they just had me asking for that whole big angle, so that's 55. You actually didn't even have to do anything with those equations right there. The algebraic expression of it. Okay. So here, down here, we have trapezoids, and over here we have trapezoids. Notice they call them the median. I said on the triangle we call it a mid-segment. On a trapezoid, for example, we call it medians. Again, it's the midpoint on each one. So that equals that, and that equals that. Okay, they're medians. And so this equals half of the sum of the two bases. So 22 divided by 2 is 11. That's simple. Okay. And so you're just doing the same thing here. Here you'd have, I would double that one. 38 equals that plus that. Always double your mid-segment and equals the sum of the two bases. So 38 equals 13 plus x. Much simpler to solve with that. So now you just subtract the 13 across and you get 25. X equals 25. Very easy. Okay, so do that for these here. Okay. Here we have an isosceles trapezoid. So don't forget an isosceles trapezoid. Now we already see it. The sides are congruent. The legs, remember those called legs, are congruent. But both pairs of base angles are congruent. So that both of these are 51. And this one, I'll put the two arcs here. I don't want to cover it up, but I actually did anyway. So I can move that one over here. 28x minus 11 plus is 51. Don't forget, we got same side interior angles, parallel lines cut by that transversal. Same side interior angles are supplementary. So that means this plus this equals 180 and solve it for the x. Okay, and that does it for your examples for this worksheet. All done in 11 minutes.